Hello everyone, welcome back. I am Ghosh, and today we are talking about a transit that I genuinely think is going to change how a lot of you approach love, self-worth and money for the next few weeks. On July 4, 2026, Venus moves out of Cancer and enters Leo. Now, this might sound like a small shift on the surface, but trust me, the energy change between Cancer and Leo is massive. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why this transit is being called the end of the settling. Alright, so let's get into it. First, let me explain the energy change first, because understanding the shift is the key to understanding everything else in the video. Venus in Cancer was soft, emotional, and little bit indecisive. Cancer energy tends to keep options open. It holds back. It waits and watches before committing fully. So there is a protective, watery quality to how Venus behaves in Cancer. Sometimes this shows up as people staying in undefined, unclear relationships longer than they should. What many people today call situationship. Alright. Now Venus enters Leo, and Leo is completely different. Leo is fixed fire. It is ruled by Sun, the planet of absolute authority and confidence. Leo does not do ambiguity. Alright. Leo does not negotiate for scraps of attention. Leo wants full presence, full loyalty, full devotion. So, the shift that happens when Venus moves from Cancer into Leo is a shift from uncertainty to clarity, from holding back to stepping forward, from accepting whatever you are given in a relationship to demanding what you actually deserve. This is why I am calling this transit the end of settling. Venus in Leo genuinely does not have the patience for half measures anymore. And many of you are going to feel this shift very directly in your own relationships and how you value yourself. Now, let me explain something important about why this transit carries a certain kind of friction along with its power. In Vedic astrology, Leo is considered what we call the enemy sign for Venus. Venus is diplomat, a planet of harmony, balance, and soft power. And when Leo is ruled by Sun, which is represent the hard solar and monarch like authority, when Venus enters a sign ruled by a planet that is philosophically opposite to its own nature, there is a kind of friction that gets created. The soft power of Venus gets compressed by the hard demanding authority of Leo's fire. Now, what this means practically is that during this transit, the gentle, accommodating side of Venus becomes less patient and more demanding. You may notice yourself or people around you becoming less willing to quietly accept things that used to be tolerated. There is a new insistence on being fully seen, fully valued, and fully respected. Alright, now here is something interesting. Venus is entering this Leo transit on what I would call a winning streak. Earlier this year, on January 9, Venus went through what I called Graha Yuddha. Alright, a planetary war with Mars in Sagittarius and Venus comes out the winter. This secured Venus' survival instinct, its resilience for the rest of the year. Then on June 11, Venus wins another planetary war, this time with Jupiter in Cancer, and again Venus emerged victorious. This expanded Venus's material confidence significantly. So by the time enters, by the time Venus enters Leo on July 4, it is giving a real momentum, a real confidence, a attack record of coming out on top in recent planetary battles. So, however, I do want to give you a hard I do want to give you a heads up about something coming later in the year. On October 7, 2026, Mercury will defeat Venus in a planetary war while Venus is in Libra. So there is what I call a market correction coming up for Venus later in the autumn. This makes the July window even more important, and this is your primary opportunity to consolidate your relational and financial power in the present moment before the autumn correction arrives. Okay, now there is one more layer of complexity I need to explain, because it adds real nonce to this transit. See, when Venus in Leo, it is also conjuncting with Ketu. All right, and at the same time the combination sits in what I call a s- samasaptak relationship, a 1-7 axis relationship with Rahu, which is currently in Aquarius right now. So let me explain what this actually means in practical terms. When Venus represents the assets, your relationship, your wealth, the things and people you value and hold on to, Ketu represents the exit, detachment, letting go, and sudden liquidation. So when these two energies combine, it creates what I call a paradox of assets and exits. This configuration can bring sudden liquidity events into high value partnerships. What I mean by this is that even relationships or financial arrangements that looks completely secure, what I would call a golden cages, beautiful on the outside but potentially restrictive, may face unplanned and sudden exits during this period. So the nodal axis right now is triggering a deep craving for radical personal sovereignty over traditional forms of security. So do not be surprised if you or people around you suddenly feel a strong urge to walk away from something that looked stable but never actually felt genuinely free. All right, now I want to give you a core strategic understanding of this entire transit. See, there are two different ways this energy can express itself, and the difference between them matters enormously. The first path is what I call a royal glow up. When this is when Venus in Leo expresses itself as genuine self-respect, healthy confidence, and the courage to demand what you actually deserve in the relationship and your professional life. So the second path is what I call the ego trap. This is when the same energy curdles into excessive pride, constant need for public validation, and destructive behavior driven by a bruised ego rather than genuine self-worth. So your job during this transit is to consciously choose the first path and stay alert to the pull of the second. All right, now let me talk specifically about how this show ups in loves and relationship. See, the specific trap to watch for here is what I call a insatiable appetite for public validation. All right, during this transit, love can start to feel like a performance rather than a genuine connection. If you feel unappreciated by a partner, there is a real risk that your ego, rather than your genuine feelings, will try to burn the relationship down entirely just to prove a point. Alright, so the guidance here is what I call a partnership accountability. So before you demand a correction from your partner, before you decide they need to change how they are treating you, take a moment to honestly audit your contributions to the romantic relationship dynamic. Real sovereignty, real self respect is centered within you. It does not require an audience or a crowd to feel genuinely seen or valued. If you find yourself needing public recognition of your relationship to feel secure in it, that is a sign you have slipped into ego trap rather than genuine self-worth. All right, okay, now let me talk about finances, because Venus in Leo has a very specific and very predictable effect on spending behavior. So because Venus is in the enemy sign here, Its soft power tends to overcompensate by reaching for hard, visible assets. What this means but practically is that you are going to feel a strong, almost a visceral urge towards luxury upgrades and high visibility status symbol during this transit. Expensive clothes, cars, gadgets, anything that visibly signals status success. The red flag is to watch here for is what I call a ego spending. This is when you spend money not because you genuinely want or need something, but specifically to impress a social circle. And here is the uncomfortable truth about the circle. Most of the people you are trying to impress are actually, distracted by their own reflection and their own concerns. They are not, paying nearly as much as attention to your status symbol as your ego imagines they are. But there is also a genuine opportunity within the same energy. This Leo confidence is an excellent window to leverage what I call your main character energy for negotiating your actual professional worth. If you have been underpaid, underappreciated, or hesitant to ask for what you deserve professionally, this transit gives you a confidence and the boldness to have the conversation. Alright, this is a genuinely excellent window for contract renegotiations and for overhauling your personal branding and your public image. Okay, all right, now let me go through what this transit specifically means for each ascendant. So please base this on your Vedic ascendant or your moon sign for the most accurate reading. Sun sign is only predictions, will not give you the precisions this transit requires. All right, so look for ascendants and moon sign. All right, so let me select my pencil and let's talk about the first ascendant, which is Aries. So for Aries, 1 2 3 4 5, so Venus is over here in the fifth house. So Venus activates your fifth house. Your breakthrough area is romantic. All right, your breakthrough area is romantic returns and creative magnetism. Your relational capital is expanding to a cycle high right now. Your magnetic pull is genuinely irresistible, particularly for content creation and leadership roles. So avoid the temptation to debate your partner into submission during these disagreements. Health wise, watch for back strains or heat exhaustion if you are doing intense workout during this period. Sunstone is a very helpful grounding tool for this fiery energy. All right. So now let's go to Taurus. So for Taurus, Venus is in the fourth house. All right. So Venus activates your fourth house. Your breakthrough area is domestic asset appreciation and real estate. Your focus shifts towards property and internal luxury during this transit. All right, expect a meaningful increase in wealth connected specifically to your home life. The caution here is to not make your family feel trapped in your golden cage. Monitor any positive tendencies that might show up in how you treat the people closest to you at the home. All right, so this was for Taurus. Now let's talk about Gemini. For Gemini, it's in the first house. Third house. Okay. So for Gemini, Venus activates your third house. Your breakthrough area is high stakes communication and branding. Your voice carries the weight of a genuine mandate right now. Lucrative deals get closed through short term travels and bold networking during this period. The guidance here is to move beyond the theoretically and into practical execution. Channel your artistic ideas into a rigid, workable structure rather than letting them stay abstract. Okay, now let's talk about Cancer. So, for Cancer ascendant, Leo is in the second house. Leo is in the second house and Venus in the second house. So, your breakthrough area is a capital preservation and wealth, you know, accumulation. There is a significant rise in your professional power and popularity during this transit. Your bank balance will genuinely swell, but so will the urge to overspend. So set the hard financial boundaries for yourself right now. Do not liquidate your capital simply to impress your social hierarchy. All right. Okay. Now let's talk about Leo ascendant. So of course for Leo it's in the first house. Okay. So for Leo, Venus is in your own sign. Your breakthrough area is the main character energy and personal protection. Venus is in your own sign makes your personal brand genuinely irresistible right now. This is a time for self employment projects and public image private pivots. The most important guidance for you is specifically is to practice radical humility. Arrogance during this transit will directly trigger the Ketu exit energy in your partnerships. Okay, and meaning excessive pride can cause people to suddenly and unexpectedly walk away from you. Okay, now let's talk about Virgo ascendants. Okay, so for Virgo ascendants, Leo is in the 12th house. So Venus is in the 12th house. So for Virgo ascendants, Venus activates your 12th house. Your breakthrough area is international success and hidden expenses. There is a phenomenal potential for success for anyone involved in overseas ventures or multinational companies right now. Your dreams during this period may become vivid and even prophetic, offering you strategic clues even you pay attention to them. So be careful to distinguish between genuine financial needs and temporary materialistic urges. Avoid impulsive luxury spending that quietly drains your resources. Okay. Now next is Libra. So for Libra, here Venus is in the 11th house. Now when Venus activates your 11th house, your breakthrough area is high status networking and sudden windfalls. This is a major portal for sudden financial profits during this transit. Your social circles now includes genuinely influential and even famous stakeholders. The caution here is to not let all the exciting social opportunities distract you from the actual professional targets for the quarter. Okay. Next is for Scorpio. So for Scorpio, Venus is in the 10th house. Your breakthrough area is career romanticization, okay, and professional charm. Promotions and high profile contracts are genuinely likely during this transit. Your leadership is highly visible and appreciated by management right now. The guidance here is to audit your circle carefully. Rivals may attempt to tarnish your image during this visible period. So stay out of office politics and maintain an impeccable reputation. Okay. Next is Sagittarius. So for Sagittarius, Venus is in the ninth house. So when Venus is in the ninth house, your breakthrough area is luck through global systems and travel. Success in spirituality, academics, and international trade is strongly supported right now. Wealth flows in a form past long term investments during this period. The guidance here is to remain intellectually flexible. Remember that your opinion, however confident you feel about it, is a viewpoint and not an absolute mandate. Okay. Next is your Capricorn. So Venus is over here. Okay. So when Venus activates your eighth house, your breakthrough area is joint wealth and intense secretive assets. Expected gains through insurance, inheritance, or a partner's financial boost are possible during this transit. There is a important prohibition here, is that do not borrow money during this transit without carefully verifying the lender. Health wise, there is a need to be vigilance regarding reproductive health and hormonal balance during this period. Okay. Okay, next is for Aquarius. So for Aquarius, Venus is in the seventh house. Okay, your breakthrough area is royal treatment in marriage and business to business partnerships. There is an extraordinary harmony in your public image right now. Major contracts get secured through sheer PR finesse during this transit. The most important guidance here is to consult your partner on all major decisions. Unilateral moves made without their input will backfire during this period. Okay. Next is Pisces. So for Pisces, Venus is in the sixth house. Now, your breakthrough area is routine upgrades and workforce diplomacy. Diligence is not negotiable for you right now. Office politics will genuinely test your temperament during this transit, and you need to handle these situations with extreme diplomacy. Maintain strict self discipline regarding your health during this period. So as a specific remedy, whenever you mop your workspace or your home floor, add a small amount of rock salt onto the water. This is a traditional practice for neutralizing negative energy in your environment. All right. Okay, so now let me give you the specific practices for aligning with this transit in a healthy way. I mean the remedies. Every Friday, honor goddess Lakshmi. We wear fresh, newly washed white or pastel colored clothing. Okay, this harmonizes and softens the Venusian energy during this period when Venus under some tension in Leo's fire. Okay, use fragrances like white musk or sandalwood during this transit, particularly before important meetings or negotiations. This specific um, scents will maintain a high frequency, calm and centered aura even a high pressure situations. Okay, so for Aries and Leo ascendant specifically, wear sunstone on Sundays morning. Okay, this helps bridge the gap between creative passion. This transit brings and the grounded mature authority you need to actually use that passion productively. Okay, donate white items on Friday, rice, milk or sugar given to those in need. Okay, this specific charitable practice might helps to mitigate the egoic pressure that comes from sun's you know, rulership over Leo, and keeping your own ego in a healthier and more balanced place during this transit. Okay. And for Pisces ascendant specifically, add rock salt to your floor cleaning routine in Tuesdays or Sundays. Okay, Tuesdays or Saturdays, sorry. This traditional practice helps attract positive energy in your home and workspace and remove what is sometimes called dead vibration from the environment. Now, let me give you one phrase I want to carry through this entire transit: self-respect over self-importance. Okay, emphasize your personal style during this period. Speak your truth, but do it with warmth rather than aggression. Take genuine care of your appearance and how you present yourself to the world. All of this is a healthy and supported by this transit. But stay away from the drama and the constant attention seeking behavior that represents the Leo trap. Okay, difference between genuine royal energy and a wounded ego. Chasing validation is often very subtle in the moment, but the outcomes could not be more different. Okay. Now on July 4, 2026, the era of settling ends, where whether it shows up in your career, your finances, or your heart, the message of this transit is very much clear. Okay, step into your light, ask for what you actually deserve, stop accepting less than what genuinely honors your worth, but do all of this while keeping your feet firmly on the real ground. Real sovereignty is not loud, but it does not need an audience. It does not need to prove anything to anyone. The area of genuine sovereignty has begun. Walk onto it with grace, self respect, and with your feet solidly planted on the earth. Okay, so if you want to make free Kundli and birth chart, visit the Cosmic Dharma website. Link will be in the description. And if you want to book a personal consultation with me, you can DM me on Instagram. The link will be in the description down below. And if this video helped you, please like it, share it with someone who needs to hear this message right now, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. Drop your lagna in the comments below and tell me which area of your life this transit is activating for you. Until then, respect yourself, stay grounded, and step onto your light. Jai Shri Ram.